All right. So, welcome to Practical Wealth TV. So, what we're going to do, I've been doing a lot of interviews on the podcast. So, what I'm going to do is use this platform to kind of share some ideas. We do a lot of interviews, and so check out as some great episodes up. Go over and subscribe to the Practical Wealth Show podcast, where we talk about wealth, how to create wealth outside of traditional Wall Street vehicles. And I specialize in, if you're watching this, privatized banking, we call it the private reserve strategy or infinite banking, which is using properly structured dividend paying whole life insurance as a place to store cash. So what I want to do is probably spend, 8-10 minutes a couple times a week on this, just to share some concepts, to get some concepts out there about how you should think about money. So what I'm going to talk about today, this topic is savings, right? And so one of the things that we, my mentor Kim Butler says that savings saves families, and I think that people don't really. I just in my 35 years as an advisor, most people don't save money. The industry is not really interested in you saving money because they don't make any money off of it other than the banking industry. But if it's like a mutual fund person, they don't really have that. But you have to be liquid. I don't care that it doesn't pay any money. It's not so much the money, it's the habit. And one of the things that if you study affluent people, they save. They don't, they save first, right? So one of the things that when you think about money is 4 things you can do with $1 when it hits your account. You can spend it, you can save it, you can invest it, or you can give it away. And so, Jim Rohn has a saying that most people don't have a money problem, they have a philosophy problem, right? And so if your philosophy is that I have to pay my bills first, okay, and if I have any money left over, I'm going to save it. Well, that's a philosophy of a poor person, and you're going to struggle, okay? And so we talk about saving money steadily, consistently, and in a safe place, okay? And one of the questions that we ask our clients is saving and investing the same thing? And I'm going to make a strong argument to say that no, it's not. And so let me see if I can share my screen here. Wait, let's go. There we go. Here we go. So, saving and investing are not the same thing. And what you want to be able to do is, no, let's not do that. Yeah. What you want to be able to do is you've got to make savings a priority. So you literally need to create an automatic, so we teach people to capture wealth. So we call it a wealth coordination account. And then what you want to be able to do is I want you to, take, so let's say, for example, you make, let's do a quick example. Let's say you make $5,000 a month, gross, before taxes, okay? So now what I want our clients to do is, so if you make $5,000 a month or $60,000 a year, let's do that. Right? Times 12 is 60,000, right? Yes. So now what I want you to do is to multiply that times 15%, which is 9,000 a year. So that's how much your target should be saving. Okay. Now let's be clear that the 401k doesn't count because that's not saving. I know they tell you you're saving for retirement. You're not saving for retirement in a 401k. You're investing, and you could, this is a topic for another day, you could make an argument that you're not really investing, you're speculating, because an investment, the way I describe it from reading about Warren Buffett and his mentor Benjamin Graham, an investment is something you put your money into where your principal is safe and you have a reasonable opportunity to make a profit, right? And so you want to invest that's growing for future income or to generate cash flow. right? Mostly, most of y'all should focus on cash flow, not capital gains. But it starts with you got to have the capital. And so it starts out from the richest man in Babylon, which I highly recommend you all get. The first rule is part of all you earn is yours to keep. Okay. And so if you see here, let me make this bigger. On our model is that the first principle that we walk through. So this is a personal financial snapshot. So I'm a trainer with this. This is what we take our clients through. We call it principles-based planning. So now I do infinite banking, but that this is part of that, the way I teach it, because what I want to do is make sure that we don't leave any gaps in your planning. Okay. And so what happens is, what you want to do is, I'm just going to start with principle one. We get people to save and learn how to capture wealth. Okay. And so now, but why is that important? See, because most people are taught to invest, which is, and so look on the left, is you forfeit control of money in order to generate an income through cash flow. Capital gain, think Bitcoin, house flipping, or trading stocks, options. That's all, you can generate cash flow with options once you know what you're doing. But the basically you're growing money, and eventually you have to liquidate that money. Ain't nothing guaranteed. Okay. So what we teach and what you want to think about it. So when I say saving, what I really mean is capitalizing. Okay. And so you want to capitalize. See, the number one problem that I see is the lack of capital on an individual basis. Okay. And so what happens is, wait, I think I lost my share. So I'll just talk about it. So the lack of capital, right? So we don't have money. So if emergency comes up, we don't have any money. So what happens is, if you don't have money and an emergency happens, you have to go into debt. So now you just built a bigger hole, or you have to liquidate what little savings you do have. And, or worse yet, you've got to, liquidate let's say all your money's in a 401k. Well, if you lose your job, you've got to liquidate that, pay taxes, pay penalties to get to your money. Okay. So you don't need to start with there. So some people like, I'm going to start my 401k. Listen, until you have about 90 days of your income in cash, to me, and we can talk about this, feel free to reach out. That might be the higher best use of your money. Okay. Even though you're not making money. See, you need to capitalize. And so accumulate financial value, money. Thank you, Ryan Griggs, where I got this idea from. And you want to value in order to leverage and acquire wealth. So you need capital to buy assets. What's an asset? Something that puts money in your pocket. To own it, you want to be able to retain and maximize control of your capital. And you don't want to have to liquidate it, and it would be great if you had some guarantees. So the principle I teach is saving. So think about this: principles drive strategy, strategy drive tactics. Most people don't really operate by financial principles. Even most financial people, institutions do, but they don't. They teach you a different set of principles than they do. Okay. And so what are your principles, right? So you want to, a strategy, the private reserve or the becoming your own banker strategy, which is, if you want to hear about intro to that, go to my YouTube channel and look up intro to private family banking. But what you want to be able to do is you want to capitalize and build up a pool of capital you want to build up banking. All it is creating a pool of capital that you control, that can move at cost to meet some needs you have. So you're always capitalizing. You still want to be making money. So this is concurrent, but you got to pay yourself first, and you want to be able to use it so you don't have to use it. So you want to store it somewhere that allows you to leverage your money so you can have your money working in two places at the same time. But if you focus on capitalizing, then your world changes, right? And so you can do different stuff. So why is that important? Well, the first 90 days or so is for wait, I lost my thing, is for, so we talk about principle, strategy, and tactics, right? So tactic is a product that you buy. So I'm not even going to get into that. So we teach properly structured dividend paying whole life. That's a product. But what happens is the world is full of principles. Principles drive strategy. Strategy drives tactics. So what are your principles? So we teach 5 principles. And what today I'm just talking about, the number 1 principle, which is saving. That's principle number 1. So if you're not saving, because if you have capital, see, if you're undercapitalized, then here's your options. You have to invest in mass marketed things. You're chasing investments. You're speculating. You're trying to hit home runs, and and also, because you don't have any capital, you're exposed to wealth transfers, and you're giving your money away. Whereas if you can have the discipline to capitalize and learn about money. So one of the things that we teach the 5 rules of personal finance and the 3 rules of investing, which we did a whole video on that. But in short, invest in yourself or your expertise. Invest in what you understand and what you can control, and don't chase returns. Okay. And so most people are chasing returns. Okay. And so if you have capital now, you've got local, you've got exclusive, you got repeat transactions, opportunity is attracted to you because you understand money and is known that you have capital. And lots of people are raising money for syndication deals, for business deals where you can get in on the inside in a good way, not illegally. And that's what you want to be able to do. And then if you have that, you can eliminate third-party lending, and you're free to do what you want to do. And so that's a short primer on saving. So you want to save. There's a difference between saving and investing. You want to build access to capital. So that's 1, right? And so there's 4 more with that. And so we're going to go over that a little bit every day. But what I want you to do is think, part of all you own. You just have to build it into your brain. Part of all I earn is mine to keep. Okay. And you need to make it, people don't save because they don't make it a priority, and they don't create a system that allow you to do it without thinking about it. So that's one of the things that I help people with. If that's something that you have a challenge with, and you're like, Curtis, I just can't seem to save. Well, you've got to look at what you have to do is you got to look at where's your money going now. Okay. An easy one is most people have their W-4 filled out incorrectly. How do you know? You get a tax refund. Okay. So that could be money that you're getting in your paycheck. And so that you can save it as opposed to waiting for it. And as soon as you get it, you spend it. So we just have bad habits ingrained in us. So anyway, hey, just to do a short one, check out, if you're on Instagram, just did a great talk today with Daniel Harvey, Dan the Real Estate Man. And check out my stories, and follow me on Instagram. I'm going to do more of this and that there. And hey, go out there and make it a prosperous day. Curtis for the Practical Wealth Show, and we out.